Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career on F1 2020. This is part 12, which is the British Grand Prix, home Grand Prix. Can't wait for this one, it's going to be a good one. So we're doing a few activities just to get started, doing reactive training and title, sponsor, venue opening, just fill in the slots. I don't do anything that, like, when it comes to the power system, I don't do anything that demotes anything else, to be honest. And we also have to renegotiate with someone that's been doing absolutely terrible for us. But as I said at the start of the series, it's a Schumacher. There's no way I'm getting rid of him. So he's a low risk. He's the least money out of everyone except that Ranganathan guy. I'm happy with him. I'm trying to improve him. So I would like Mick with us. So I actually stick with him, which is good. Let me know if you guys think that was the correct decision or whether you think I should go with someone else. And maybe for the next season I do try someone else. Maybe someone, if I've got a bit of money, I try an actual F1 driver, try and move them across. Maybe someone like a Magnussen or a Russell. Or maybe I go with someone like a Jack Aitken. But again, he's probably similar to... He's going to be similar to... what's his face? My lovely Schumacher man. So... We actually get invited to a time attack in a McLaren MP4, the 1988 version. It's an awesome car, and I'm just going to let it roll here. If you're interested in watching the Invitational, here it is. I'm not really going to commentate through it because there's nothing to really commentate. I'll see you after the Invitational. If not, skip ahead to about 4 minutes. I'll see you then. And as we come around the final corner of the time attack, I'm back. We do pass it. We've got 10 seconds to spare or so. It's pretty, not hard, but lucky it's quite an easy short circuit to learn. Only like 5 turns, so... Nice. 1,000 acclaim and 150 grand for just really short. Now, remember on the last episodes I was asking for opinions? People gave me them and people said, yes, do it. We are doing... After we advance time and get all our money and hopefully R&D, we're going to change the livery for a one-off. And this is the one-off. This is the colours of the Union Jack, the British. I actually think it's a really cool car. Someone said to me when I showed them a picture of it, that it looks way better than your standard one. This should be your actual race trim. So for the next season, potentially we're going to do something like this. But this is going to be our one-off livery for the British Grand Prix. I really like it. Number 25 as always. Got our new sponsors on. a Volo as well. We're going to skip practice on this, otherwise because we've put the Invitational in, the episode just might be slightly too long. And I don't know if people even like watching me just go through a few barriers, so it's going to go straight to qualifying here. As you can see, the rivalry is we're ahead on Norris by 8 points, which is really awesome considering we're in a back-running car. But we can't really say we're a back-running car because we're not a back-running driver, essentially. So we are a midfielder, as it were. We're fighting for point all the time. I'm fighting for 10th, without a doubt. So we're going to start our flying lap at the British Grand Prix. It's been a while since I've done Silverstone in an F1 car. I've done it in a few like GT3 cars on different games and stuff, but doing it in an F1 car is very different. The fact that you can just put your foot down through so many corners without braking is... Maggots and Beckett's and Copse rather, they are some fast turns, especially Maggots and Beckett's. As we start our flying lap here, we'll get it started. Around the first corner, gotta get that apex perfect to get the most the use of the downforce out of the car, to be honest. But I'm not gonna do too bad. Just gonna show the first part of the lap, and I'll tell you why in a second. So as we cross the final corner there, across the line, we get 1:31.9. That's our base mark. And immediately, you're going to see me improve a lot on that turn. On that turn? On that lap. That's the one. I can't speak today. And actually try and... The way I like chasing someone in a qualifying, because it makes me feel like I can go faster. So we're going to be on the back of Stroll in his lovely pink Mercedes, the Racing Point, or the Tracing Point. Let me know as well, guys, what you thought of the Hungaroring. Whether you thought it was a good race, or whether you thought the first 5 laps for me were really interesting with the genius move that Haas pulled. I can't believe they got a penalty for that. It's really a stupid rule, but I thought it was a genius move. They managed to hold Magnussen into the points, but after like that 5, 6, 7, that kind of range, it was pretty... I don't want to use the word boring because we haven't had F1 for so long and it's really awesome to have it back. But it was boring. It wasn't like the MotoGP or, motocross or anything at the time. It's just hit the dirt there as well, hit the grass. But you can still see we're 1.7 seconds up, so we're getting a bit more confident now around the fast turns. You're getting a lot of time. That's a ridiculous amount of time to gain, considering we're sitting 9th and we set a really slow lap. 2 seconds ahead now. And we go 6th fastest in Q1. And we actually get through. We go 9th. So, happy days. We're into Q2. It's going to be mixed come second to last again. But, he's ahead of a Williams. So, at least he's behind one as well, though. I was about to say at least he's ahead of the Williams. But that's not necessarily the case. So I've shown the benchmark I set on the first lap on Q2 was also a 1:31. It was pretty identical to the first one I set in Q1. So Q2 is about replicating Q1 basically now. It's trying to set a 1:30, get into the 1:30s, knock half a second off, or a bit more than half a second. So you can see, as we come round into section 3 now, into sector 3, we're 1.6 seconds up, 1.7, just growing, building, growing. Kind of cut that corner, it doesn't really count. Corner schmorner, mate, what's a corner? We lose two tenths there, but it's not so bad. We go across the line, we get a 130, nearly into the 129s, but it's not enough for Q3. So, look how much, 6,000th, it's in the thousandths. Daniel Kvyat beats me, but it's okay. I'll take 11th place. It's not my worst qualifying. Definitely not my best, obviously, as Austria proves. Let me know as well, guys, what you thought of Austria, because I was still smiling doing the race, recording the race after it, and Norris does beat us in qualifying, unfortunately, so he gets an extra point on us there. But anyway, into the race, British Grand Prix. Here we go.
Great then one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship. And the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile-long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse flat out. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Lewis. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, Sainz, Kvyat, Ocon and Lewis, Raikkonen, Albon, Lando Norris and Stroll, Gasly, Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kevin Magnussen, Russell, Schumacher, Latifi and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
And because of a grid penalty by Lando, our rival, we move into 10th position on the grid, which is awesome. So we actually get into the 10th place. We've got Raikkonen behind us, Ocon in front. We're going to try and get the best start we can. As lights out here at the British GP in our new livery, we get a really good start. Go alongside Ocon there. They're all hesitant as they're taking the specific racing line. I kind of cut the inside, go a bit slower, but actually managed to avoid damage to anybody. Slot myself right in front of Sainz. Just push him out the way. Get out the way, Carlos. But he's fighting back. He's coming back on the inside. We're going to try and wrap around the outside there, and he just slots in behind us. He knows he hasn't got the exit that we do. See, it's a lovely little move there. Carlos really doing some fight back. There's some really good racing by the AI on this game this year. This game is so superior. If anyone's got the last 19 and they're considering not buying this because they're like, it's not really improved that much or whatever, you don't really care about the My Team aspect. Honestly, just the gameplay itself is so much crisper. It's a lot sharper. Everything works better, especially if you're using a wheel like I am. So we are now behind Daniel Kvyat, who's doing an absolute stellar job. Best of the rest right now for the AlphaTauri, the ex-Toro Rosso. It's really hard to remember AlphaTauri because AlphaTauri is Red Bull's clothing line. And if anyone has gone on their website and had a look at the clothing line, bucket of rubbish. I'd use a more expletive word, but I'm trying not to on this channel. It's, yeah, absolutely ridiculous clothing line. It's all rubbish. As Carlos randomly got yellow flagged, and I said, why did he get yellow flagged? Because he was right behind me. This is why. He saw a gap that wasn't there. Come on, that's not you don't take that line. And he got what he deserved. He got overtaken by Raikkonen and Ocon. But Sainz is going seriously quick down this. But getting back to AlphaTauri, it's just a clothing line. That's all it changed from Toro Rosso from. It's just their designing brand that they're not sure what I don't think they know what the brand is, to be honest, because it looks rubbish. If you go on their website, guys, just have a look. It looks pants. That's Hamilton setting the fastest lap there. Of course he does. It's Hamilton at Silverstone. Now we're stuck behind Kvyat, and you can see we're not just... Around Sector 1, we're just a bit too slow. We build all our time back up in Sector 3, it seems, and Sector 2. Kvyat shooting sparks at me there as well. Great shots here. As we go round the AlphaTauri, hit the inside, wheel-to-wheel action, millimetres off each other, but it's a lovely overtake, and we actually get it done straight through. Beautiful job. Sorry, Daniel. No harm done? No harm done. So now we're ahead of Kvyat based on our Section 1. As he does try and come back again, though. Everyone is so violent and aggressive against us. It's like, let us have the position. Let me have it. You're a well-established team. I'm not. And we mess up this section through Maggers and Beckett so badly that we just lose so much time. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a little sniff from the Russian coming up. We are going personal best in all these sectors, which is good. Means we're not going slower, at least. Trying to capture Verstappen as well. And Ricciardo's there again. He's in 5th place in this Renault. He is doing an absolute killer job for this Renault. This Renault might not be that bad. They've made the Renault better than the McLaren. As we set a purple Sector 3 as well, which is awesome. Still not the fastest lap of the race, obviously, but it's a good Sector 3. At least I know I can do Sector 3 well. On to lap 3 now, and we are still a second behind Verstappen. We're not going to be in DRS range. Ricciardo is holding him off. I might get into that Renault if anything ever goes bad or we do a different series. But Kvyat is just, look how fast Kvyat is. I didn't butcher that section too badly. This turn I did here, and I'm going to get punished for it now. But DRS open, and Kvyat is just flown past me, and he's nearly a second ahead already. I don't know what he's put in his milk or his porridge. He's eating the Valtteri Bottas porridge as we just cut the grass. We mess up that corner so horrifically, lose all the time in the world, and Ocon is sniffing our pants. He smells blood. He's going to probably take it. We're trying to, undo the damage that we did to the Russian. I like Kvyat as well. He's a good driver. Doesn't get the recognition he sometimes deserves, I think, because of the foul stint at Red Bull, but who hasn't had a foul stint at Red Bull, I guess. And you can just see here, Ocon breeze past me. I'm pretty sure I picked up damage somewhere, but I don't know where. Because I haven't hit anyone, but the wing seems to be slightly damaged. And I don't know why. If anyone knows why, if you haven't hit anyone, the wing gets damaged. Maybe hitting the curb or hitting the grass can damage the wing this year. I'm not too sure. But the car definitely is not steering correctly now. They've got a lot of understeer at the high-speed corners, which is costing us so much time down. Silverstone's one of the fastest, if not the fastest track on the calendar. Silverstone is I think the average miles per hour, it said, was 140 miles an hour you're averagely going around this circuit. Oh, see, the wing's fine there on the picture. It just feels damaged. Something's happened. See if we can undo the damage we've done to Ocon, but not like that, Lewis. Not by cutting the grass and not taking an actual track line. Not going to get far doing that, mate. And this is only lap 5. Only lap 5 right now. We've currently moved up 1 position, which is great. We started 10th, qualified 11th. So anything in the points, I'm deadly happy with. I mean, after Austria, winning Austria, people might think, anything less than, you should be in the mega points for forever now. And that's not the case. It is so track by track with me, with this car, with this game. How the AI improve every race. One race you might qualify, as I said, 2nd in Austria, which was, I was so close to getting pole position. And then the next race, 11th, and who knows, the next ones after this I might be coming last. I was coming last in practice on a few of them. It just depends on the track. Some tracks I like and I understand and I get the flow perfectly. As Carlos Sainz butts me out the way there. Get back, Carlos. Come on. Don't do this to me. We're in a fake 7th position right now as the leaders of pit. But again, I keep cutting the grass on that section. Carlos really going wheel to wheel with me. It's great to see though. Both DRS, and you just see the line speed on the straights of the McLaren compared to my Norton. The McLaren's using a Renault engine, we're using a Honda engine. They're pretty similar, to be fair. I think the Renault's got slightly more power than the Honda. It's just got less, durability maybe. Less inclined to blow up, which is a bit odd because in real life, that's why Red Bull moved away from the Honda, because the Renault was so inconsistently performing that it drove Daniel Ricciardo mad, which is why everyone was like, why did Ricciardo move to the one engine supplier that he probably wanted to get away from? The reason his car continuously blew up and failed was the engine. Nothing but the engine, and he moves to the engine supplier. It was a really odd choice by him, which I'm so happy he's gone to McLaren. I'm a McLaren fanboy, so I'm obviously dead chuffed with Lando. And I love Carlos Sainz. It's sad to see Carlos go, but if you got to get rid of Carlos, who better to put in than Ricciardo, who's won 7, 8 Grand Prix. Quality driver, so good. We're coming to the pits here. Change onto the medium tyres. Get a 2.2 second stop. Nice quick stop there. Lovely. And we are ahead because of the pit stop. Ahead of Sainz. Thank you, team. My team just saved me a second, basically. Oh no! And we've got another retiree of another McLaren. Lando is out. So no matter what, I'm going to get points above him on our rivalry. But that's a McLaren out for, I think, the third race in a row. We've had one of the McLarens out. I think it's been Lando, Sainz, and now Lando again. Don't know what is up with their durability. They need to do some upgrades there, I think. He hadn't even pitted yet. So he gets a DNF. Unlucky Lando. Still doing it okay. Especially in real life. Woo, last lap Lando. Everyone loves Lando now. I was rooting for him last year when no one knew who he was. So I've seen him in F2. Loved him. Him and Georgie Russell, good lads. And now suddenly, because of the memes and the Twitch, everyone's on him, which I'm not upset. Like, kind of like, oh no, I'm the only one that can like him. But he's just, I'm happy people are starting to realise Lando is seriously good. You don't get a podium, even with penalties and stuff. You don't get the podium without serious hard work and a bit of luck. But still, he would have come 4th or 5th in that race if everybody finished. I think he would have got 5th because Albon went out anyway, so Albon would have got 3rd place. And now we're on lap 10. Back to the race. Off on my tangents, but we're back on lap 10 now. Following Ocon, back on the Renaults. Ricciardo is in 7th. So to hold, he was running in 5th for a long time. He's back down to 7th now. Him and Ocon together. So that's showing the true pace of that Renault. They're clearly faster on the softs, like mega fast. They can rival the Red Bulls on the soft tyre. On the medium tyre, they're kind of matching the McLarens. And you got Albon in 11th. Albon's having a really bad time. For some reason, the AI is not rating Albon that highly, even though he has won a race this season. But as you can see, it's just so inconsistent with some of the drivers. So it's quite realistic in that sense that only Bottas, Hamilton and Verstappen are so consistent in real life right now that they're keeping it the same. I mean, if Leclerc's car was slightly better, if Ferrari didn't have that illegal whatever they have, and now they're a midfield team essentially, which is bizarre. If Leclerc had a good car, Leclerc would... I still stand by my bet I made when Leclerc got the Ferrari drive, which is Charles Leclerc will win a Formula 1 Drivers' World Championship before Max Verstappen. I don't know why I think that. I just think Verstappen has too many mistakes in him. He pushes so hard. He's so ego-driven, as a sense. I mean, he's honestly like probably the second best driver on the grid, but I do think Charles will win a title before him if the Ferrari get their act together, that is. But no one's touching Mercedes. It would be in the 2022 season where they get out of the hybrid and they change all the, or not maybe get out of the hybrid, rather they can change the regulation changes rather. No one's beaten Mercedes until the regulation changes for a start. Nobody. The fastest car other than Mercedes this year is another Mercedes. Is the Racing Point car. Penultimate lap. Lap 12. We're sitting in 9th place with Carlos Sainz within a second of us. By the end of lap 12, Carlos Sainz has overtaken us. And Alex Albon is sniffing my gearbox. So from sitting in the points on the penultimate lap via 2 positions, I now am at threat of leaving the points. But we're not taking that for an answer. We dive back on the inside of Carlos. Take that position back. No, Carlos. You don't take that position. We've got DRS there. We're super late on the brakes. We are equivalent of the Andrea Dovizioso of the MotoGP world. He will go to the corner before he brakes. Great shot there from the floor cam. As we start lap 13 now, we're in 9th position. Sainz is half a second behind. As you can see, I am understeering. I don't understand it that bad. It wasn't that bad earlier. It's not tyre wear. It's something to do with my car's aerodynamics around this circuit. It doesn't work. Carlos completely cleans up and he makes up all the time he lost. We've activated lean now. Use all the ERS we've got left. I'm pretty sure I must hit overtake during this. Carlos is really pushing. I'm hiding the line. I'm going full defensive. I'm just trying to make him hit the brake hard so I can gain that half a second barrier back again. But down the straight, you know the McLaren's quick. And Alex is nearly a second behind Sainz now. So I'm pretty sure even if Sainz gets me, which you can see he's so close to me, he gains so much time on the straights. Well, I was confident that Alex wouldn't get me, but I'm not so confident now. Let's go for Magnus and Beckett's high-speed corners. We've got to nail this now. And we get it pretty good considering we've messed it up a lot. And here is Doom. Here is where he always gets us. Can we fight back? So is that Hamilton wins the Grand Prix there? Or is that Bottas? I can't see the 77. Yeah, it's 77. Valtteri Bottas wins the British Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton in second. I think that's Vettel in third. It'll be Vettel or Charles Leclerc, obviously. But as we nearly smash into the back of Sainz there and wipe him out completely. But we take our position back round the final corner. We are P9, and that is how it finishes. But you can see Carlos Sainz messed up on that corner. Yellow flag at the back there. Carlos did not finish in the points. He did not get it. Alex Albon got 10th place. Very curious to see what happened there, but we don't manage to. See you in Parc Fermé.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So as you can see, it was Charles Leclerc that got it. Vettel got 4th, so Ferrari doing well. Thanks for Verstappen. Daniel Kvyat got 6th place ahead of the Renaults. Well done, Russian. Well done. Carlos Sainz 13th. So at the end, he span out somehow. He might have hit me. I'm not too sure. I didn't feel anything. But we beat one car with Mick in the Williams. Obviously beat Lando. I feel a bit bad for him. He didn't finish the race. So we move up to a massive advantage now of 23 to 12, nearly double the points. It's getting a bit unfair against him, which is annoying. Mick nearly hits level 7 of acclaim. We get to level 10 of driver acclaim. So you know what that means? That means a new sponsor for the next video. So we're going to go over that at the start of the next video, which is awesome. 336 grand made. If you did like this video, guys, smash that like button, comment below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys.